Do Sigma females really seek the spotlight, or are they more focused on genuine connections? Let's talk about it. Hey there, welcome back. Today we're diving deep into something that's been on my mind: Sigma females. You know, those women who don't follow the crowd, who go their own way and are often misunderstood. There's this ongoing debate about whether Sigma females want attention or if they're just interested in authentic, meaningful connections. So what's the deal? Do they want it, or do they just want to show others that they've got it? Let's be real for a second. Society has a pretty clear image of what women should want: attention, validation, the spotlight, and somehow this idea gets pushed onto every type of woman. But Sigma females? They don't fit that mold. They're the quiet ones, the independent ones, the ones who don't care for the extra noise. But because they stand apart, people assume they're just looking for validation. That's a common misconception. The truth? It's a lot more layered than that. Let's break this down. Here are 8 things I think you, as Sigma females, need to realize about this whole "do they want it, or do they just want others to see they've got it?" question. 1. Sigma females keep their circle small. You know that friend who's always surrounded by a crowd? Sigma females aren't like that. They don't have time for shallow relationships. Their circle is tight, and they choose people who genuinely get them, not just people who like them because they're cool. Sigma females keep their circle small. Sigma females don't surround themselves with large groups of people just to fit in. They're not the type to have 100 friends or acquaintances, and they definitely don't feel the need to be friends with everyone. The truth is, they value quality over quantity when it comes to relationships. While some might crave being the center of attention or being liked by everyone, Sigma females are perfectly fine with keeping their circle tight and focused. For them, it's not about how many people they know. It's about how deep those relationships go. They prefer having a few true friends who understand them and respect their space, rather than a bunch of people who only know the surface-level version of them. This doesn't mean Sigma females are antisocial or don't enjoy company, but they are very selective about who they let into their lives. They don't waste their energy on people who aren't real or who don't add value to their lives. They know that their time and energy are precious, and they don't want to waste either on superficial relationships. It's important to them that the people they connect with are genuine, authentic, and aligned with their values. Sigma females are also not the ones to chase after friendships or try to impress others to be included. They don't go out of their way to seek approval, and if someone doesn't want to be in their circle, that's okay. They understand that not everyone is meant to be part of their journey. Sigma females don't feel insecure about having a small circle. In fact, they prefer it. They don't need to be constantly surrounded by people to feel fulfilled. They can spend time alone and enjoy it just as much as being with a select few who truly matter. It's this independence that makes Sigma females unique. They don't need external validation or a crowd to feel good about themselves. Instead, they focus on cultivating real, meaningful relationships that support their growth and bring them peace. Being around people who don't understand them or who don't align with their values only drains them. Sigma females don't have time for that. They'd rather be alone than waste time pretending to be someone they're not in order to fit into a group. For them, true connection comes from authenticity, not from conforming to others' expectations. This small circle of people they choose to keep close is what gives them strength. They don't need to impress anyone with how many friends they have or the number of social events they attend. What matters to Sigma females is that they surround themselves with people who get them, who respect their independence, and who don't demand constant attention or approval. In the end, Sigma females know that the best relationships are built on trust, understanding, and mutual respect, not on the size of your social circle. So, they focus on fostering deep, meaningful connections with the people who matter most, and they're perfectly content with that. Their circle is small, but it's strong, and that's all they need to thrive. They know that real friendships are rare and precious, and they don't take them for granted. The people they choose to keep around them are the ones who bring out the best in them, and that's exactly how it should be. Quality over quantity, always. Hey, have you done that? If this resonates with you, give this video a like, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's move on to the next point. 2. Sigma females don't play the popularity game. Sigma females don't care about being liked by everyone. They're not out there trying to win a popularity contest. They're focused on what truly matters to them, whether that's personal growth, career goals, or meaningful friendships. Sigma females don't play the popularity game. Sigma females are not interested in winning a popularity contest. They don't care if they're the most talked about person at the party or if everyone in the room knows their name. For them, popularity isn't the goal. Instead, they focus on what really matters: authenticity, independence, and personal fulfillment. The idea of conforming to what others expect just to be liked or accepted is foreign to them. Sigma females don't need external validation to feel confident or worthy. They're comfortable walking their own path, even if it means being less noticed by the crowd. They don't worry about fitting into social trends or following the latest gossip just to stay relevant. They aren't concerned with being liked by everyone, and they definitely don't live their lives to impress others. They understand that trying to please everyone is impossible and ultimately unfulfilling. Sigma females recognize that real connections come from being true to themselves, not from playing a part in someone else's narrative. They have no interest in constantly trying to prove themselves to others. Whether it's in the workplace, in social settings, or in personal relationships, Sigma females are not out here seeking the approval of the masses. They know that true respect and admiration come from being genuine, not from trying to fit into a mold that's not meant for them. It's also important to understand that Sigma females aren't lonely. They're not antisocial or incapable of building connections. They're selective about where they invest their time and energy. They'd rather spend time with a small group of people who truly understand them than chase after shallow relationships with people who don't get it. Sigma females value depth in all aspects of life, and that includes relationships. They're not interested in the fleeting approval of a crowd. They're after real, meaningful interactions with those who appreciate them for who they truly are. Unlike others who may feel the need to stay in the spotlight to maintain their social status, Sigma females are content to stay in the background if that's what it takes to stay true to themselves. They're comfortable with quiet confidence, knowing that their value isn't tied to how many people like or follow them. The popular crowd? Sigma females don't need it. They know that success, happiness, and fulfillment don't come from being at the top of the social ladder. They come from being at peace with who you are and knowing that the right people will appreciate you for the real you. Sigma females don't waste their energy on games or pretending to be someone they're not. They know that those who matter will recognize their worth without the need for external validation. Sigma females don't need to wear the title of popular to feel significant. They know that being respected and valued for who they truly are is far more important. They are their own source of validation, and they live their lives on their own terms. Popularity, in the end, is a fleeting thing. But the confidence that comes from being authentic, that's something that lasts. 3 Sigma females don't care about social media perfection. Instagram likes? Not a priority. Sigma females might post, but they're not obsessed with curating a perfect feed or getting the most attention. Their worth isn't measured by followers or comments. They post because they want to, not because they need to. Social media might be a big deal for some, but not for Sigma females. They don't spend hours curating the perfect feed or obsessing over the number of likes they get on a post. It's not that they're against social media. It's just that they don't let it control their lives. Sigma females aren't looking for validation from a screen or trying to keep up with the latest trends in online appearances. They don't get caught up in the need to look perfect all the time. For them, social media is just another tool. It's not the definition of their self-worth. Sigma females know that social media can be deceiving. What you see online is often a curated version of someone's life, not the real deal. They're not interested in projecting an image of perfection. They'd rather show up as their authentic selves, flaws and all. Perfection, after all, doesn't exist. They understand that chasing it only leads to frustration and a sense of inadequacy. Sigma females are more interested in living a real life, one that's full of ups and downs, growth and authenticity, rather than trying to maintain an image that doesn't reflect who they truly are. They don't need the constant approval of strangers on the internet to feel good about themselves. Sigma females are confident enough in who they are to not seek outside validation through likes, comments, or followers. While others might post pictures for the approval of others, Sigma females post when they feel like it, and for reasons that are personal to them, not because they're trying to get noticed or praised. They're not out here fishing for compliments or measuring their worth by the number of likes they get. It's not a numbers game to them. If they share something, it's because they want to, not because they feel obligated to keep up with some social standard. Sigma females aren't trapped by the pressures of social media. They know that their worth can't be measured in followers or the attention they get on a post. They'd rather focus on things that matter to them: personal growth, career goals, meaningful relationships, and self-care, than waste time worrying about how others perceive them online. Social media doesn't define their identity, and it never will. They don't get caught up in trends or need to jump on every viral moment to stay relevant. Sigma females are content being themselves, whether anyone notices or not. They don't need to fit into any mold of what's popular or trending. They understand that trends come and go, but authenticity and being true to yourself is what lasts. Sigma females use social media on their own terms. If they want to share something, they will. If they don't, that's fine too. They don't feel pressured to keep up appearances or portray a life that isn't theirs. They're not trying to impress anyone. Sigma females know that the real world and their true value aren't captured by a single post. They live for themselves, not for the likes. Does this sound like you? If you're a Sigma female, this is your time to shine. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's keep going. 4. Sigma females value peace over drama. Life's too short for drama, right? Sigma females keep their distance from unnecessary chaos. They'd rather be alone than deal with toxic people or situations. They don't need the drama to feel alive. Social media might be a big deal for some, but not for Sigma females. They don't spend hours curating the perfect feed or obsessing over the number of likes they get on a post. It's not that they're against social media. It's just that they don't let it control their lives. Sigma females aren't looking for validation from a screen or trying to keep up with the latest trends in online appearances. They don't get caught up in the need to look perfect all the time. For them, social media is just another tool. It's not the definition of their self-worth. Sigma females know that social media can be deceiving. What you see online is often a curated version of someone's life, not the real deal. They're not interested in projecting an image of perfection. They'd rather show up as their authentic selves, flaws and all. Perfection, after all, doesn't exist. They understand that chasing it only leads to frustration and a sense of inadequacy. Sigma females are more interested in living a real life, one that's full of ups and downs, growth and authenticity, rather than trying to maintain an image that doesn't reflect who they truly are. They don't need the constant approval of strangers on the internet to feel good about themselves. Sigma females are confident enough in who they are to not seek outside validation through likes, comments, or followers. While others might post pictures for the approval of others, Sigma females post when they feel like it and for reasons that are personal to them, not because they're trying to get noticed or praised. They're not out here fishing for compliments or measuring their worth by the number of likes they get. It's not a numbers game to them. If they share something, it's because they want to, not because they feel obligated to keep up with some social standard. Sigma females aren't trapped by the pressures of social media. They know that their worth can't be measured in followers or the attention they get on a post. They'd rather focus on things that matter to them: personal growth, career goals, meaningful relationships, and self-care, than waste time worrying about how others perceive them online. Social media doesn't define their identity, and it never will. They don't get caught up in trends or need to jump on every viral moment to stay relevant. Sigma females are content being themselves, whether anyone notices or not. They don't need to fit into any mold of what's popular or trending. They understand that trends come and go, but authenticity and being true to yourself is what lasts. Sigma females use social media on their own terms. If they want to share something, they will. If they don't, that's fine too. They don't feel pressured to keep up appearances or portray a life that isn't theirs. They're not trying to impress anyone. Sigma females know that the real world and their true value aren't captured by a single post. They live for themselves, not for the likes. If you're all about deep connections, hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments and let's continue with the next point. 5. Sigma females' confidence isn't loud, but it's solid. You won't find Sigma females bragging about their accomplishments. They don't need to tell everyone how awesome they are. Their confidence is in the way they carry themselves and in the quiet, steady choices they make every day. Sigma females don't need to announce their confidence to the world. They don't have to walk into a room and make a scene to prove they know their worth. Instead, their confidence speaks quietly but powerfully. It's in the way they carry themselves, in the way they navigate through life, and in the way they handle challenges. Their confidence is not based on seeking attention or approval from others. It's based on a deep understanding of who they are and what they bring to the table. Sigma females are comfortable in their own skin, and they don't need anyone's validation to feel validated. They don't have to be the loudest in the room to be noticed, because their presence is felt without words. When they enter a space, people notice the quiet assurance they exude. It's not about being flashy or drawing all eyes to them. It's about the subtle power of being comfortable with themselves. Sigma females have learned that confidence doesn't need to shout, it just needs to be. In fact, it's this quiet confidence that often makes them stand out the most. People are drawn to their calm, collected energy because it feels real and grounded. It's not forced or exaggerated, but rather an authentic expression of self-assurance. This kind of confidence doesn't rely on external praise or recognition. Sigma females don't seek compliments to feel good about themselves, and they don't need praise to keep moving forward. Their self-worth is intrinsic, not tied to the opinions of others. This is what makes Sigma females so strong. They don't rely on external sources of validation to confirm their value. They trust themselves, and that trust is unwavering. Even in moments of doubt or uncertainty, Sigma females have a deep-rooted belief in their ability to figure things out. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about knowing that regardless of the outcome, they have the resilience to handle whatever comes their way. Sigma females don't flaunt their achievements. They don't need to brag or show off what they've done. They let their actions speak for themselves, and their accomplishments are quietly impressive. They don't need to tell everyone how great they are. It's clear to anyone paying attention. Their achievements are often understated, but they speak volumes about their strength, intelligence, and drive. This solid confidence allows Sigma females to navigate life's challenges with ease. They don't get rattled by obstacles or setbacks. Instead, they approach difficulties with a calm mindset, knowing they can find a solution. Sigma females don't let fear of failure stop them from pursuing their goals. They understand that failure is just part of the journey and that it's an opportunity to learn and grow. This quiet confidence is the foundation of their success. Sigma females don't let the opinions of others dictate their decisions. They follow their own path. Even when it's not the easiest or most popular route, their confidence isn't based on fitting in or conforming to others' expectations. It's based on the simple fact that they know who they are and what they stand for. And that's the kind of confidence that lasts. Sigma females have mastered the art of being self-assured without needing to be loud about it. They don't need to announce their worth to anyone. Their confidence is a steady, powerful force that doesn't need to be seen to be felt. 6. Sigma females don't follow trends. Whether it's in fashion, career, or relationships, Sigma females make their own rules. They're not following the crowd or trying to fit into a mold. They wear what feels right, do what feels right, and don't care if it's trendy. Sigma females are not the type to jump on the latest bandwagon just because everyone else is doing it. They don't care about fitting into the latest trend or adopting the newest style just for the sake of being in. Instead, they do things on their own terms. Whether it's fashion, career choices, or lifestyle decisions, Sigma females don't need to follow the crowd to feel validated. They're not afraid to be different, and in fact, they embrace their individuality. Being authentic is more important to them than fitting into someone else's mold. When others are obsessing over what's cool at the moment, Sigma females are busy creating their own definition of what's cool. They don't feel pressured to chase after fleeting trends because they know trends are often just temporary distractions. What's important to Sigma females is what makes them feel good and true to themselves. They are comfortable enough in their own skin to wear what feels right, do what feels right, and live how they want, regardless of what others think. This rebellious spirit, this willingness to swim against the current, is what sets Sigma females apart from the rest. They don't look for external validation or approval when it comes to their choices. If they want to wear something that's not trendy, or follow a career path that isn't the most popular, they will. They trust themselves enough to make decisions based on their own values, not on societal pressures or the opinions of others. Sigma females don't need to keep up with the world's constantly changing expectations. They've learned that it's much better to stay true to themselves than to constantly adjust to what's popular. Being comfortable with who they are allows them to make decisions that align with their long-term happiness, rather than chasing short-lived, superficial satisfaction. They might not always wear the latest fashion or participate in every social media trend, and that's perfectly fine with them. What they care about is how they feel when they wake up every day. Are they content with their choices? Are they proud of the life they're building? That's what matters to Sigma females, not what's trending in the moment. They don't need to be part of the mainstream to feel valid or successful. Sigma females understand that trends come and go, but authenticity and staying true to who you are is what remains. They're more interested in cultivating their own sense of style, both in their appearance and in their life choices, than in being part of the crowd. It's this independence of thought and action that makes Sigma females so unique. They don't need anyone's approval to feel like they're on the right path, and they know that their path may not look like everyone else's, but that's exactly what makes it their own. Sigma females are also wise enough to understand that not every trend is worth following. Sometimes what's trendy today can turn out to be irrelevant tomorrow. They're not about wasting time on things that don't serve them in the long run. Instead, they focus on the things that bring them joy and fulfillment, whether or not they're considered trendy by others. In a world that's constantly pushing new trends and ideals, Sigma females remain steadfast in their individuality. They're not easily influenced by the noise around them. Instead, they stay grounded in their own beliefs and desires, knowing that authenticity will always outlast the latest trends. So, when it comes to trends, Sigma females take a step back and make sure that they are staying true to themselves. They aren't interested in following the crowd. They'd rather lead it in their own quiet, confident way. 7. Sigma females care about genuine connection. What really matters to Sigma females is depth. They want relationships where both people are authentic, not just surface-level conversations or small talk. They value quality over quantity when it comes to connections. For Sigma females, the depth of a relationship is everything. They are not interested in surface-level friendships or relationships where the connection is based solely on what people can offer them in terms of social status or validation. Instead, they seek relationships that are rooted in authenticity, trust, and mutual respect. Sigma females understand that meaningful connections require time, effort, and vulnerability. They don't rush into friendships or relationships just for the sake of filling a social void. They value quality over quantity and would much rather have a small group of close, trusted friends than a large circle of acquaintances who don't truly know them. Their focus is on building relationships that contribute to their growth, well-being, and emotional support. They are selective about who they allow into their lives, knowing that their time and energy are precious. Sigma females don't waste either on people who don't align with their values or those who don't genuinely care about them. They also know that genuine connections are built on understanding. It's not enough for someone to just like them or enjoy their company. It's important that the people in their lives understand them on a deeper level. They don't need to explain themselves constantly or justify their choices. People who are genuinely connected to Sigma females are able to see them for who they really are, without judgment or preconceived notions. Sigma females aren't interested in pretending to be someone they're not, just to maintain a relationship. They don't feel the need to wear a mask or alter their true selves to make others feel comfortable. Instead, they seek relationships where they can show up authentically and where they can trust that others will do the same. In a world where many people are caught up in superficial connections, Sigma females know the value of deep, real relationships that don't require performance. They're not interested in impressing others or trying to win their approval. Instead, they prioritize genuine conversations, mutual support, and shared values. It's about the quality of the connection, not the number of people they know or the status of those people. Sigma females understand that true connection is about more than just sharing experiences. It's about being able to share vulnerabilities, fears, dreams, and everything in between. They seek those rare people who can see the real them and still offer support and love. Because of this, Sigma females are often great listeners. They don't just talk, they listen. They understand that a genuine connection is a two-way street. They don't need to be the center of attention or constantly talk about themselves. Instead, they enjoy connecting with others on a deeper level, hearing their stories and offering support when needed. This focus on authenticity makes Sigma females powerful in their relationships. They create an environment where true connection can thrive because they lead with honesty and vulnerability. They understand that relationships require effort, but they also understand that not all relationships are meant to last. Sigma females know when to walk away from connections that no longer serve them or align with their values. They don't hang on to toxic relationships just for the sake of it. Instead, they make room for the relationships that help them grow and bring out the best in them. Sigma females don't settle for fake connections. They know that the depth of the relationship matters more than how many people they have in their life. They care about authenticity, trust, and emotional connection, and that's what makes their relationships truly meaningful. 8. Sigma females don't need to explain themselves. One of the most powerful traits of Sigma females is their ability to live their lives without feeling the need to constantly justify or explain their choices to others. In a world where people are often expected to explain their actions, motivations, and decisions to gain approval or understanding, Sigma females stand firm in their self-assurance. They know who they are, what they want, and why they do what they do, and that's all they need. They don't owe anyone an explanation for their lifestyle, their decisions, or the way they choose to live. Unlike those who constantly feel the pressure to seek validation, Sigma females simply live according to their own principles and beliefs. This doesn't mean they're rude or dismissive. It just means they don't waste their time trying to convince others of their worth or decisions. Sigma females have learned that not everyone needs to understand them, and that's okay. They don't seek approval from others because they've already given themselves permission to be who they are. They know that some people won't get them, and that's perfectly fine. Sigma females are not in the business of convincing people to accept them. They are content with their own understanding of themselves and the choices they make. They don't feel the need to over-explain their preferences or defend their actions. If someone questions them or tries to impose their beliefs on them, they don't feel the need to justify why they do things their way. They simply stand firm in their choices and move on. This sense of independence is liberating. Sigma females understand that no one else can live their life for them, so they don't spend energy trying to explain their decisions to others who may never truly understand. They don't let the opinions or judgments of others dictate their path. Their actions are guided by their values, not by what others think. If someone doesn't understand why Sigma females choose to live the way they do, it doesn't bother them. They know that their journey is uniquely their own. This quiet confidence in their own path allows Sigma females to live authentically. They don't feel pressured to conform or to provide justifications for their lifestyle. Whether it's their career choices, relationships, or hobbies, they make decisions based on what feels right for them, not on what's popular or what others expect. Sigma females know that their worth isn't determined by the approval or understanding of others. They define themselves by their own standards, not by society's. This is one of the key differences between Sigma females and other personality types. While some people may seek constant reassurance or validation, Sigma females are secure in their own decisions. They trust their judgment and feel no need to explain their actions or choices. This ability to live without the need for approval creates a powerful sense of freedom for Sigma females. They are free to explore, to grow, and to make choices without worrying about what others might think. This freedom allows them to live with authenticity and true self-confidence. So, when others question them or try to challenge their decisions, Sigma females don't waste time trying to explain or justify. They simply continue on their path, knowing that they are the ones who determine their own worth. Their confidence is rooted in their understanding of themselves, and that's all they need. So, here's the kicker. Sigma females are not running after attention. They're not the ones chasing fame, trying to be seen, or constantly putting themselves out there to be admired. They're not concerned with the spotlight. Instead, they are focused on something much more meaningful: authenticity. For them, it's not about proving their worth or showing off what they have. They don't need to be validated or acknowledged by others to know their value. They're simply living their lives true to who they are, and that's enough. The idea of drawing attention for the sake of it doesn't resonate with them. Instead, they find fulfillment in being real, in embracing their true selves without the pressure to be anything they're not. The spotlight? Not necessary. They're not here to be the center of attention just to feel validated. The deep connections, those rare moments when someone truly understands them for who they are, those are what they live for. That's where they shine the brightest, not when people are looking, but when they find someone who sees them for the real, raw version of themselves. Sigma females value the people who accept them for who they truly are, without any pretense or expectation. These connections are not based on performance or validation, but on a deeper level of understanding, respect, and authenticity. They're not interested in fleeting praise or empty compliments. What they crave is real, genuine relationships that nurture their soul. When they find someone who truly gets them, that's where their power lies, in being understood, not in being admired. This is where they truly thrive, in the quiet, authentic moments with the people who matter most. At the end of the day, Sigma females balance their need for independence with their desire for meaningful connection. They know they're strong and capable on their own, but they also recognize the importance of connecting with others on a deeper level. They don't get caught up in the superficial stuff, the noise of attention, popularity, or validation from strangers. They're about what's real. It's about being true to themselves, and in doing so, they attract the people who are also aligned with authenticity. The attention doesn't matter. What matters is the real, lasting connections they build with others who respect and appreciate them for who they truly are. They don't need a crowd to feel validated. They've already validated themselves. It's this quiet confidence that makes them stand out. Their strength comes from within, and that's what they bring to every relationship. Whether it's a friendship, a romantic relationship, or a professional connection, Sigma females approach it with authenticity and integrity. The strength they hold in just being themselves is their most powerful trait. It's a strength that doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It's felt in every action, in every interaction, and in the way they live their lives with grace and authenticity. So, what do you think? Do you believe Sigma females are after the spotlight, or is it all about real connections for them? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective on this. Do you think we, as Sigma females, truly value authenticity over attention? I'm curious to know how you see it. And hey, Don't forget to check out my other videos for more insights into social dynamics and self-empowerment. If you enjoyed this, you'll definitely want to explore more about how we can all embrace our true selves and stop worrying about the opinions of others. Keep shining, ladies. The world needs more of your authenticity.